देखिए, ऊपर वाले ने हम सबको किसी ना किसी टैलेंट, किसी ना किसी स्किल से नवाजा है, लेकिन कुछ लोगों पे उनकी मेहरबानी, उनका करम कुछ ज्यादा ही रहा है कि उनको भगवान ने मल्टी टैलेंटेड और वर्सेटाइल बना दिया है। और पंजाब की इसी नवोदय टाइम्स में हमारी आज की जो मेहमान है, उन्हीं लोगों में से एक हैं जो मल्टी टैलेंटेड है, वर्सेटाइल है। उनकी वर्सेटैलिटी अब लोग पहचानने लगे हैं, अवार्ड्स मिलने लगे हैं उनको। सो आई एम एक्साइटेड टू टॉक टू हर आफ्टर अ वेरी वेरी लॉन्ग टाइम। क्या कुछ हुआ उनकी लाइफ में, क्या कुछ अब चल रहा है, ढेर सारी बातें करेंगे। बट फर्स्ट थिंग्स फर्स्ट, जो ये मल्टी टैलेंटेड शख्सियत है, एक्टर हैं, सिंगर हैं, कंपोजर हैं, एंकर हैं, फैशनिस्टा हैं, इनको जरा हाय हेलो कर लेते हैं। हाय कनिशा, हाउ हैव यू बीन?
Hi Nidhi, oh my God, it's so good to see you. How have you been?
I have been good and excited to have this conversation with you all over again once more. Yeah.
First of all, thank you for all your generous introductions always. They are like so kind and thank you so much.
पहली बात तो congratulations on all the awards that you've been bestowed with. और it's like for somebody like you जो multi talented है, एक एडेड रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी और कनिशा हो गई है कि एक प्रेस्टिजियस अवार्ड लाइक द दादा साहब फाल्के अवार्ड फॉर द मोस्ट वर्सेटाइल फीमेल सेलिब्रिटी, फिर फैशन डीवा का अवार्ड। तो अब लग रहा है कि थोड़े से शोल्डर्स पे वेट है।
Yes, definitely, Nidhi. I think awards are a good reminder, to stay the course and work really hard and not at all get complacent with whatever we have, because it's not so much about okay, mera effort acknowledged ho gaya finally and self gratification, but it is more that okay, now you have to kind of get even more serious, and you have to look at how you can upscale.
करेक्ट करेक्ट। बट जैसे ऑफ कोर्स जो आर्टिस्ट होता है वो अपने पैशन के लिए काम करता है, उसका पैशन जब उसके फैंस तक पहुंचता है देन ऑब्वियसली उसको खुशी मिलती है। बट प्रेस्टिजियस अवार्ड्स लाइक दीज, हाउ how much do they matter to you as an artist and how elated are you? मतलब आपने आपको पिंच किया था जब अनाउंस हुआ था कि आपको ऐसे अवार्ड्स मिल रहे हैं?
Yeah, definitely. Because, I had been working so hard, right? And investing my own money to just for the love of putting out my own expression ki fashion ki jab baat ho to mera ye expression hai. Kyunki instead of, always complaining, yaar, hum fashion forward nahi ho pa rahe, hum ye nahi ho pa rahe, makeup mein hum kyun experiment nahi kar rahe. Ab jab भगवान ने मुझे एक अच्छी खासी ऑडियंस दिया तो मैं करूंगी एंड मैं देखूंगी कि कैसा रिस्पॉन्स आ रहा है। तो मैंने किसी किसी ऐसे मैंने एंड गोल या किसी ऐसे कि एक पॉइंट प्रूव करना है एंड देन पीपल आर गोइंग टू जस्ट दे हैव टू एक्नॉलेज मी, ऐसा कुछ ये मद्देनजर रखते हुए मैंने किया ही नहीं था। इट्स जस्ट समथिंग दैट आई फेल्ट आई एम ऑल फॉर पुशिंग लाइक सेल्फ एक्सप्रेशन एंड कॉजेस दैट आई बिलीव इन, बिकॉज come on, social media is more about solutions that you can provide to people rather than कि मैं अब ये खा रही हूँ और मैंने बैग खरीद लिया और ये वॉच पहन ली। Who cares, right? Like, if you have a good fan following, you have to push the causes you believe in, and that includes like for me personally animal causes. I'm big propagator of the anti-bullying culture, which happens in every industry, and the implications of it are very serious. I'm I'm a advocate for fashion, makeup, everything, because I want to see like okay, let's experiment now. Why are we getting so hung up with vanity? क्या होगा एट द मोस्ट, लोग हंसेंगे, राइट? कुछ अगर एक्सपेरिमेंटल फैशन या मेकअप किया होगा या जो भी है तो ठीक है, नो प्रॉब्लम, but at least there will be some people who will what if a lot of people want to do it and they're scared to not do it because they want to not be judged. So then somebody has to start and kind of give them assurance that no, you're not alone, and look, I am also doing it. So if they laugh at you, they are laughing at me at close to 1 million, so it's okay. Okay.
नहीं, एक्चुअली ये बात बहुत सही कही कनिशा के बहुत सारे लोग करना चाहते हैं एक्सपेरिमेंट, स्पेशली अगर हम 2 tier 3 tier सिटीज में जो लड़कियां रहती हैं उनकी बात करें जिनको उतना एक्सपोजर नहीं है। तो आई थिंक विद योर वीडियोस, विद द काइंड ऑफ स्टफ जो आप पोस्ट कर रहे हो, उससे ना एक कॉन्फिडेंस मिलता है कि भाई अगर एक सेलिब्रिटी ये बोल रहा है, एंड स्पेशली एक सेलिब्रिटी जिसको फैशन डीवा का अवार्ड भी मिल गया है, तो थोड़ा सा वजन आ जाता है उस बात पे, नहीं?
Correct. It's absolutely that. because pehle मैं कर रही थी and people would have thought कि okay, what she keeps doing and all that. Not that I ever cared about what people think, but अब ऐसा है कि like there is some credibility to what I'm doing or saying, and more than anything else, it propels me further to experiment further. It gives me also the confidence. मैं कोई इधर यहाँ पे कोई, I'm not some queen of Sheba with all the confidence in the world. So even when everything that I do with each endeavor, it's also a journey of self-exploration and seeing how much confidence is something giving me the confidence, like breadcrumbs, right? Like अब मेरे को ये award मिला है तो मेरा एक हौसला अफजाई हुई है, तो अब मैं और थोड़ा एनवेलप पुश करूंगी, और ऐसे करते 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 I think you bring about reform. It's a very slow process, reformation in any field. It's a very slow process, and for the longest time I invested my own money and just kept putting out very experimental looks and all, just for the love of fashion, for the love of makeup, and my utter respect for designers and makeup artists. They are artists, like they like, even if you have seen on Netflix, Gianni, the documentary,
correct.
of like on Versace's life, see the level of passion and the amount of personal sacrifice, and the amount of skill sets they have to build. They have to know about textures, they have to know about sewing, they have to know about the latest trends. They also have to then push past those trends, and it's any kind of art, it requires so much personal sacrifice that we have to respect every artist and try and build together, and help each other, be collaborative.
Correct. And अच्छा, ये fashion की हम बात कर रहे हैं, you are a fashion diva now. You've been recognized for all the fashion statements that you've been putting out. पर fashion का sense, Kanisha, सबका बहुत ही अलग-अलग होता है ना. And अगर मैं ये platform use करूँ आपसे जानने के लिए, what should be one's style statement or fashion statement? आपके हिसाब से क्या है?
I think it should just be something that is authentic to you, who you are as a person. Because fashion is the mute language to let people know who you are, what you stand for, without you having to say anything.
Correct.
It's your introduction before you have to really introduce yourself.
Like you are a fashion diva, आपको बहुत सारे लोग फॉलो करते हैं, आपका स्टाइल कॉपी करने की कोशिश करते हैं, अरे कनीशा ने ऐसे किया, चलो हम भी ट्राई करते हैं. I'm sure बहुत सारे लोग होंगे who you look up to.
Yes, definitely. So growing up, I looked up a lot. I was very, very influenced by because I have really, really grown up to R&B music. So Destiny's Child was a great influence on me. Then Gwen Stefani has been a great influence on me. Katy Perry, I really like. And apart from her, Victoria Beckham, for just classic like sartorial, taste that she has, like she's always in crisp outfits and blacks and all, and of course Jenner and Kardashians, everybody loves, and they are my personal favorites because they embody female sexuality to a level where it is so empowering. Can you imagine what kind of confidence is needed to be so out with it?
I know.
So then, and apart from that, like closer to home, if I were to say, I really do like Sonam Kapoor's fashion. It's very vintage, and also it has a lot of history. All her fabrics, they speak of a lot of, like, she also wears a lot of apart from just geometrics, she also wears a lot of, sometimes I've noticed she wears fabrics which have a lot of architectural inspired, like, motifs and all that. So I think her fashion speaks a lot of history and fusing of cultures, and also I quite like her sense of style.
करेक्ट. अच्छा, अब कमिंग टू योर, हम ना धीरे धीरे बात कर रहे हैं आपकी वर्सेटैलिटी की, तो हमने फैशन की बात कर ली, अब बात करते हैं एक्टिंग स्पेस की. तो व्हाट्स न्यू देयर, आपकी जो एक प्रोजेक्ट आने वाला है, इनकम्प्लीट मैन, इफ आई एम नॉट रॉन्ग.
मेरे कुछ प्रोजेक्ट्स अगले क्वार्टर में रिलीज होने वाले हैं. सबसे पहले आई थिंक एक वेब फिल्म है जिसका नाम है इनकम्प्लीट मैन, दैट शुड कम आउट द फर्स्ट, बिकॉज हमने उसको शूट किया था last year, and it has a great star cast. It has Sharib Hashmi, Freddie Daruwala, then there's Varina Hussain, Alamkrita Sahai, and Of course, it has yours truly also. And that's a very, very interesting script. And of course, I've been a huge fan of Shahrukh Hashmi since way before. मैंने उनकी वो फिल्मिस्तानी movie देखी थी, तब से I'm a big fan of his, you know. So even when they had called me for the audition, when they told me Shahrukh Hashmi, I was like, oh my God, I have to somehow get on board because, you know, I just always knew that he's going to be a superstar. So I was like, कि यार अभी मौका मिल रहा है to share screen space with him, so let's do it anyhow because he's gonna go really big, you know, eventually. So that was thrilling, you know, to work with such great actors. And uske alawa, there are a couple of projects, but officially I cannot discuss anything about them because I'm bound by contract, so I cannot discuss. But yeah, those are very interesting also, and I think those again are going to take me a notch up in terms of even in terms of even uh, the even in terms of just the narrative and the kind of actors I got to share screen space with and story telling and everything. I think it's very aspirational, you know, so it's going to definitely up my standing.
Very good, very good. So I will patiently wait कि वो आप जब reveal कर पाओ, we will once again sit and have this conversation.
Yes.
Okay, now moving on to the third part, जो कि I remember from our last conversation, आपने बोला था कि music is your happy space. तो उस happy space में क्या चल रहा है? You are composing or you're singing? What's happening?
Music is my reason for living. It's my everything. It's not just my happy space. It's my therapy. It's my best friend. Every memory in my life that I've had is associated to music, and it's you know, when people say na ki when you find your true calling, it just like stirs your soul. That kind of adrenaline and that kind of soul stirring I've only felt when I'm jamming in a room or in a, you know, in a studio. I will be honest, you know, that's when people used to talk about, okay, if some spiritual thing happens and it's an out of body experience and all, that out of body experience though has only happened to me when I'm making music or in the midst of great musicians, you know. So finally, you know, after a year of me like really scouting the right kind of music producers I wanted to work with, who understood my sensibility and who I also felt in awe of. Finally, my first few singles are underway, and मेरे म्यूजिक के जरिए भी मैं कुछ एक ये करना चाहती हूँ कि एक फ्यूजन ऑफ कंप्लीटली वेस्टर्न साउंड्स, बट गायकी हिंदी होनी चाहिए बिकॉज आई हैव अ प्रॉब्लम विद हिंदी सिंगर्स सिंगिंग हिंदी लाइक इट्स इंग्लिश.
ट्रू.
क्यों ऐसा क्यों है? हिंदी हिंदी की तरह गाई जाती है ना, इंग्लिश इंग्लिश की तरह गाई जाती है. तो ये इट्स रीइटरेटिंग शेम अगेंस्ट मातृभाषा ना. इट्स नॉट गुड बिकॉज अ लॉट ऑफ पीपल मैंने देखा है, मतलब ये एक अजीब सा ट्रेंड है एंड इट्स वेरी डिसरिस्पेक्टफुल, यू नो, टू योर मदर टंग. It's very disrespectful. You are so ashamed of speaking in Hindi that you have to anglicize it. Why?
And पैसे जो आप कमा रहे हो वो हिंदी से ही कमा रहे हो.
Of course, आप वहां जाके फिर गाओ, आप वहां जाके गाओ ना, देखो कितना वो एक्सेप्ट करते हैं. बियॉन्से है वहां पे, ग्रेट सिंगर, यू नो, देन देयर इज अडेल एंड ऑल. वहां जाके गाओ, ईमानदारी होनी चाहिए, यू नो. आप इंग्लिश में इंग्लिश की तरह गाना चाहते हो तो आप इंग्लिश सिंगल बनाओ. वहां पे आपको इंग्लिश सिंगल
ये ऐसा तो नहीं है कि फ्यूजन म्यूजिक के चक्कर में लोग भूल गए हैं कि म्यूजिक को फ्यूज करो, उसका फ्यूजन करो, एक्सेंट को मत करो.
नो ऐसा नहीं है दीजिए, बिकॉज आई हैव इवन सीन सडनली, यू नो, मैंने कितनी बार ये देखा है कि इंटरव्यूज वगैरह में, यू नो, एक्टर्स एंड सेलिब्रिटीज ऐसे तो हिंदी बोल रहे हैं बाकायदा फिल्मों में, फिर इंटरव्यू में कहाँ से एकदम से एक्सेंट आ जाता है.
करेक्ट.
I don't get it. It's so weird. It's a deep-rooted complex and we have to get over it, you know. See, it has nothing to do with how good your English is if you speak perfect Hindi. It just means you're good at two languages.
Exactly.
You know, when people in, when somebody in China or somebody in Japan, let's say people in Hong Kong, when they speak perfect English, it doesn't mean that they don't speak Mandarin or Cantonese or, you know, they don't speak their mother tongue.
And they're proud of it, yeah, in fact.
Of course, this is the greatest back foot we are on now because we are so complex with मतलब मेरे को कोई शर्म नहीं है. हिंदी हिंदी की तरह मैं बोलूंगी, मैं उर्दू उर्दू की तरह बोलूंगी, मैं इंग्लिश इंग्लिश की तरह बोलूंगी. माय एंडेवर इज कि सारी चीजों में बखूबी आपको यू नो स्किल होनी चाहिए. लाइक यू उसमें महारत पाओ. जो भी लैंग्वेज आप फ्रेंच की तरह बोलो, यू नो, द होल फोनेटिक्स ऑफ फ्रेंच आर लाइक फ्रॉम द एपिग्लॉटिस. सो यू स्पीक फ्रेंच लाइक फ्रेंच, you speak German like German. But you cannot anglicize everything, na? And where fusion music means the arrangement is fusion. You cannot start singing one language like another.
Correct. अगर मैं एक्टिंग की बात करूं तो हर कलाकार की एक बकेट लिस्ट होती है ना, कि इस तरह के यहाँ
जी।
रोल्स करने, इस तरह के प्रोजेक्ट्स करने। आपकी बकेट लिस्ट की टॉप 3 चीजें मुझे बताइए।
जहां तक एक्टिंग का सवाल है निधि जी, मेरा पहला अभी जो मतलब मेरा एस्पिरेशन ये है कि मैं थोड़े ग्रे कैरेक्टर्स प्ले करूं जो कि रियल लाइफ को दर्शाते हैं, क्योंकि मुझे ऐसे लगता है कि अभी भी हमारे कंटेंट में बहुत सारी वाइट वॉशिंग है। अभी भी एक वो स्टिग्मा है, कि ओके लेट्स नॉट प्ले एनीबॉडी हु इज मेंटली वेरी सिक एंड ऑल दैट। और जो पोर्ट्रियल्स भी है मेंटल डिसऑर्डर्स के, बिल्कुल ही विदाउट रिसर्च, they are so amateur, like there's no research on the part of the actor or the directors or the writing team. So I want to play characters which are true to real life. But now that God has been so kind, अब जो मुझे जिस किस्म के रोल दर्शाने, I want to one play characters that are real, like slice of life. जैसे कि I really love बधाई हो, I think वो characters इतने real थे उसमें, everything was very real in that movie. It was very slice of life, and that's why it cut through every kind of audience. It was loved by everyone.
Correct.
Correct.
So those are the
वैसा
kind of
कुछ
characters you want to do.
That's the kind of characters I want to play, which are very they are complex, because अभी तो life is so complex. अभी आप relationships का हाल देखिए क्या है. Marriages break in 6 months, 4 months. Relationship तो breaks in 2 weeks. So of course all these things have no implication on people's mind. जितना भी हम cool हो जाए and all, but we are still humans, ना.
Correct.
So to scratch beyond the surface and kind of go inside a character's head, अब मुझे बहुत complicated characters play करना है. Like I'm a big fan of Joaquin Phoenix, and the Joker movie, like, I saw it maybe over 500 times, because if you see, he is actually the hero. What is Joker? It's a failure of the society. It's a failure of the people. It's not a villain. It's the representation and the manifestation of a failed society.
Correct.
What do you expect for a person who's bullied all through their life to turn out to be like? So that's why there was so much of an uproar when that movie came out, and it was banned in so many places, because वो पर्दाफाश हो गया ना पूरी सोसाइटी से, पूरी सभ्यता का पर्दाफाश कर दिया उस मूवी ने. बट ये होता है, आप कितनी सारी क्राइम डॉक्यूमेंट्रीज है, आप कहीं भी पढ़ो, इंडियन क्राइम, आप वेस्टर्न क्राइम, नॉर्वेजियन, Japanese crime, any kind of crime, the one thing common is that those people kind of were failed by the society in their years of growing up. They were bullied, they were targeted, they were cornered, and then जब उनकी मतलब अति हो गई, that's when they become deviant. Nobody wants to be, कि, oh wow, my aspiration is to become a deviant. Nobody wants to.
Correct.
So I want to now start stepping into very grey characters, because I gravitate to that. मुझे वो ही real लगते हैं, मेरे को नहीं समझ में आते characters which are all happy.
Wow, I'm really excited कि ऐसा कोई role offer हो, and I'm really excited to see कि how is Kenisha going to portray this. So all the best to you for that.
It's really been on my bucket list. Now that you say what's on my bucket list, is to play characters like this.
Let's start manifesting it. Let's start manifesting it कि ये हो जाए आपके लिए, and we get to see you do great stuff. And obviously हमारे इस तरह के interactions होते रहे, and may you keep entertaining us, and God bless you, and thank you so much for this interview.
Thank you so much, Aditi, and I wish the same and much more for you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.